तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति. Namaste, my dear friends. This is seventh video on Sathya Sai Baba's Divine Discourses for the sadhakas pursuing the sadhana for self-realization and liberation. This is 11th Divine Discourse. All worldly pleasures are transient and temporary. Very often they result in sorrows and disappointment. God alone is the source of enduring bliss. The purpose of human birth is to realize the inherent divinity in man. Once a great Maharaja ruler held a big exhibition of paintings and art products. The finest works of art were on display. The exhibition was open to one and all. The Maharaja announced that anyone could walk in and take away whatever one liked. Large numbers of men and women went to the exhibition and took back with them whatever they fancied. Among them was a lady. She saw everything in the exhibition. She came out through the main door without taking anything with her. The Maharaja noticed that of all the persons visiting the exhibition, she was the only one to come out empty-handed. He was curious to know what the reason for this was. He asked the lady, "Madam, how is it you have found nothing to interest you in the exhibition? There are so many attractive things on display. Was there nothing that pleased you?" She replied, "There are innumerable desirable things in the exhibition." The Maharaja asked, "But was there nothing which you wanted?" "No," she said. The Maharaja said, "If that is so, tell me what you desire and I shall give it to you." She said, "Maharaj, will you promise to give me what I want? Is your offer genuine? Will you keep your word?" "Certainly," replied the Maharaja. "If that is so, I want only you," said the lady. True to his word, the Maharaja surrendered himself to her. When the Maharaja himself became hers, all that was in the exhibition also became hers. The whole universe can become yours. This cosmos is a vast exhibition. It is the creation of the Lord. All are entering this exhibition and taking whatever they choose. Some seek jobs, others wealth, and so on. They are content to take objects of their choice. But no one asks the question, "Swami, if I take away one thing or another, what is it that I gain? If you become mine, all these will become mine. When you have entered the cosmic exhibition, you must seek the divine. Then the whole universe becomes yours. You must seek that which is lasting and unchanging. There is no meaning in going after one thing after another. There is no end to that process. There is no satisfaction in that. What you acquire today loses its charm the next day and you desire something new. But once the divine is attained, all things are obtained. In the cosmic exhibition, you are seeing, hearing, and experiencing innumerable things. You experience depression, confusion, and disappointment. You have no containment. Asantarupto nijo nastaha. Lack of containment is the true loss. The man who is not content is continually experiencing loss. There is no limit to desire. One feels hungry, another is thirsty. If the thirsty man is offered water, he is not satisfied. He wants a cool drink. When he is given a cool drink, he is not satisfied. He wants ice cream and so on. He is not satisfied with anything. There is no end to desire for material things in the world. To get rid of these desires, man must turn his mind towards God. That is the way to achieve contentment and lasting bliss. Many people think of God only when grief overtakes them. Of course, it is good to do so. It is better than seeking the help of those who are equally liable to grief. But it is infinitely better to think of God in grief and in joy, in peace and strife, in all weathers. The proof of the rain is in the wetness of the ground. The proof of bhakti is the shanti the bhakta has. Shanti that protects him against the onslaughts of success as well as failure, fame and dishonor, guilt and loss. Discourse number 12. Brahmacharya. The edifice of life is four-storied mansion. In this mansion, the ground floor is most important one. The upper three stories are based upon this. It is known as Brahmacharya, continence or celibacy. In everyone's life, childhood and youth are extremely important. This period of life should be regulated by practicing purity and tranquility. Brahmacharya means leading a life of pure thoughts, pure actions, and pure aspirations. Unfortunately, today people tend to regard Brahmacharya as living somehow in an unmarried state. The term Brahmacharya carries within it its sacred import. Brahmacharya means whatever thoughts we entertain Whatever actions we perform, whatever enterprises we undertake, they should all be filled with the consciousness Brahma, the supreme, omnipresent divine. Conducting ourselves with the awareness that the divine is present everywhere is brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is present in all four stages. The basic characteristics of brahmacharya is that one should be full of pure thoughts, all one's actions should be sacred, and one should be engaged in selfless service. Brahmacharya is not confined to the early years of one's boyhood and adolescence. Brahmacharya is a state that is implied in all the three other stages of life also: grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. The base is brahmacharya. The second stage or story is that of grihastha, the householder. The third is vanaprastha, retirement to the forest. The fourth is sannyasa, complete renunciation of all attachments. Brahmacharya is present in all three other stages like an undercurrent. Brahmacharya is the Brahmacharya state, Brahmacharya in the Grihastha state, Brahmacharya in the Vanaprastha, and Brahmacharya in the Sannyasa state. In all four states, Brahmacharya is immanent in equal measure. It signifies purity in all the states. Only when there is purity, Brahmacharya has any meaning. Manva, man means one. Who is pure. Man means one who is noteworthy. It also means one who has faith. These are the various meanings of the Sanskrit word manava. Delving into the meaning of the word manva further, it will be noted that it consists of two terms, ma, ever, and nava, new. That which is ever new, that which is always fresh. In this freshness there is pavitrata, purity of sanctity. Hence, in this sacred human birth, to lead a life filled with pure thoughts and pure actions is characterized as brahmacharya. So, the real meaning of brahmacharya is not confined to the corporeal discipline of celibacy attached to it in the physical sense, but it implies a recognition of the divinity inherent in man and leading a life based on that recognition. Therefore, for the life of a householder, the recluse, and the renunciant, brahmacharya is the foundation. The foundation of a student's life is purity. The period of a student's life is a crucial stage in life. All the three other stages are based upon one's life as a Vidyarthi student. Whatever purity or sanctity you develop during your student days will determine the degree of purity in the other three stages. Life as a student is thus a foundation for the rest of one's life. Hence, a strong foundation must be laid for the ground floor. If the ground floor is weak and give away, the whole edifice will collapse. Hence, the entire human existence should be sanctified by observing brahmacharya. This implies that by practicing purity and recognizing the omnipresent divinity, one should regulate one's daily life by spreading purity and sacredness everywhere. Purity of mind, purity of chitta, consciousness, purity of the heart, and purity in action. This fourfold purity constitute brahmacharya. Whatever you do, you must act with the same sense that it is an offering to the divine. This is the real significance of brahmacharya. Food is the primary requisite for life. Without food, one cannot live. Hence, life has been described as annamaya, composed of food. But man is not content to live on food alone. The mind is not satisfied if the stomach is full. Although food is essential for the body, the mind craves for ananda, bliss. Life can find fulfillment only if ananda is experienced. Hence, man cannot rest content with merely being alive. He has to be active and ever on the move. In the process, he has to ask himself the questions: why am I restless? Why am I active? What do I do to engage myself in actions? When the right answers are found for all these questions, all actions to engage myself in actions, all actions become sacred. The heart should be filled with sacred feelings. What for am I performing these actions? How am I doing them? What is the sanctity attaching to them? It is when one inquires into these matters he will realize their true purpose and meaning. This inquiry has to be conducted in the proper way. He should ask himself whether the inquiry is purposeful or futile. Once he comes to the conclusion that a certain action is right, he should do it with earnestness. Brahmacharya is the primary requisite for developing pure thoughts and performing pure actions. Moreover, in practicing brahmacharya, it is essential to cultivate sacred thoughts. The heart should be filled with sacred feelings. You must eschew from your mind any thought of causing harm to anyone. Only then the life that starts with annamaya, food filled with, culminate in anandamaya, a blissful life. Man should not consider that happiness consists in having a house full of children and equipped with all the amenities for comfortable living. Nor can peace be realized through wealth, power, or position. Peace is the outcome of our actions and thoughts. If our thoughts are pure, our actions will also be pure. When actions are pure, life itself becomes holy. Concentrate on your duty in the present. The primary reason for the lack of peace in the world today is that the thoughts and conduct of people have gone astray. The first step, therefore, is to make our thoughts pure. We need not bother about the past or the future. Concentrate your attention on your duty in the present. Dedicate all your energies to the fulfillment of the duty. This was the basis on which Our ancient our ancients directed their lives according to the injunctions of the Vedas and the Shastras. Today there is a wide gulf between the lives led by our ancients and the prevailing modes of living. What is the reason for this difference? Admittedly, food is essential, but there is scarcity of food today. What is the reason for this shortage? The fact is, people have given up the practice of yogas and yasanas, sacrificial rites and rituals, which used to be performed in the past. Yajna is not merely sitting in front of a fire and uttering some mantras. Yajna really means the spirit of sacrifice or tyaga, renunciation. Today, this spirit is totally absent. Indeed, the desire for bhoga, enjoyment, has grown limitlessly. Because of this, the fascination for external objects has developed, leading to the forgetting of one's true nature. As a result, man has become prey to the numerous sufferings. Divinity is ever present in man in all its purity, but man is unable to recognize this because of his attachments to transient pleasures like the black bee. This bee has a proboscis with which it can bore a hole through a strong bamboo or even through the human body. But when it enters a lotus flower and the lotus folds itself, the bee is unable to get out of its tender petals because it is immersed in the enjoyment of the honey in the lotus and forgets its own real strength. Likewise, man today, forgetting the divine that is present within him and in everything he beholds, immersed in worldly concerns and intoxicated with mundane pleasures, is oblivious to his own true divine nature. Man forgets his inherent capacity in the involvement with the mastery of the external world. Do not ever give up faith in divinity. The youth of today must get away from these involvements and develop confidence in their true selves. Whatever difficulties they may confront, whatever obstacles may come in their way, they should regard them as passing clouds. Nothing in the world is permanent. Only one thing is permanent and unchanging. That is the divine. Install firmly in the minds the divine and regard it as the only permanent entity that can confirm enduring bliss. All others, whether they be relations, friends, or possessions, cannot give you lasting bliss. One of the students had spoken about how in 1 year both his parents had passed away, leaving 8 children, of whom he was the eldest. In this tragic situation, Swami alone could offer solace and courage to the bereaved children. From that time to this day, Swami had been looking after the children who looked up to Swami as Sai Mother and Sai Father. No kith or kin could have looked after them in this manner. The divine does not give up anyone who has faith and trust in the divine. Difficulties may come in succession like mountains, but they will disappear like snow if divine grace is there. What is required is firm faith in God. Strengthen your faith in the divine. Another devotee, an American businessman, was once faced with such difficulties that he wanted to wind up his wind up his business, but Swami advised him not to do so. Because of his past experiences with Swami, he had firm faith in him and carried on his business. He was able to get over his difficulties. No one has suffered in this world who has had firm faith in God. Many have come to grief because of lack of faith. Disbelief in divine affirmations. Today, you believe in what you see in the films or what you read in the newspapers or novels. You believe in what you see in a play or what is said in an almanac, but you have no faith in the divine pronouncements of the Vedas. That Tvam Asi, Tattvam Asi, that thou art. I am Atma Brahma. This Atma is verily Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahma. Parjajanam Brahma. The constant integrated consciousness in man is Brahma. People have no faith in these Mahavakyas, divine affirmations, but are easily misled by the meretricious declarations of worldly man. This is the lamentable, degraded plight of man today. The reason is man has absorbed faith in God. He has become a victim of faith in worldly things. The first requisite is for man to develop faith in God. This is even more essential for the youth. Whatever plans you may draw up for the future, base them on faith in God. They should be righteous. You will then achieve success. This discourse was Sai Shruti, Kodaikanal, 23 April 1988. So I end this video here. Next video number 9 will start with Discourse 13, The Scientist and the Saint. Thank you for watching this video. Namaskar, my dear friends. Namaskar.